he's going to probably be.
Yeah, no,
He'll be throwing it.
just waiting for you to get out of the way. Is that a copy of it?
No, I don't have it.
Not here. Okay. Well, let me see one, so I know what it says. Are we ready to go? Ready to go. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any ladies here. Gentlemen, I'm very pleased to announce that Homer Wright has accepted our offer to become head football coach here at Rice University. The offer came about after a group of people whose names you've heard a few times, faculty people, some alumni, some administrative people, looked over the list of individuals who applied for the job and expressed an interest in the job, and suggested the names of a few of them, from which I felt Mr. Wright stood out very well indeed. He will start as head football coach within a few days, or as soon as the affirmative action papers have been signed by our affirmative action officer, attesting to the fact that the procedure has been correct. And he still has, a few chores to do back at Chapel Hill. So we'll be back as quickly as we can following the cleanup of those chores. Mr. Wright is here, and as Bill Whitmore said, we'll take a break in a minute or so, so if you wish to call, you can do so. But I would ask Mr. Wright if you have something you'd like to say at this point.
All right. Thank you, President Hackerman. I think that I'm honored to have this opportunity to come to Rice. I know a lot of people are wondering why I would leave North Carolina, a beautiful state, and a lifetime contract, but they made an offer that they could name the stadium after me, so I felt like that doesn't go along with too many people, so I'm very happy to be here. But my interest at Rice University started many years ago. It started with Jess Neely, in fact, in 1958. I just lectured at the National Convention in New York City, and this man came up and shook my hand, and we had our picture made together. I'm going to look back and find that picture. And I started an interest through Jess Neely and your fine institution here. And, of course, since that time, I've been very impressed with this institution. It's what it stands for. Its qualities, its national world things that takes place. And, of course, President Hackerman, I've known Alan Chapman through the NCAA. I have a lot of respect for what this man has done, Dr. Castaneda and Dr. Akers, and all the many people I've met in coming here. So it's been certainly an interesting aspect of the entire situation, and I could go on to make several statements, but I'd rather leave it open for question and answers that you might have.
Recommendations, a couple of gentlemen have asked to take just about a 5-minute break at this point, so that those that want to make a quick phone call and then come back for more extensive questions, and let's say about 5 minutes from now. Is that all right, gentlemen?
Yeah, Mary and Chris had an automobile accident.
I can't hear you.
Mary and Chris had an automobile accident this morning.
Oh,
They were working too.
Oh,
Well,
Your what?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I recall that, how that worked out with that. But that, the cost is about half, building an arena today. Use that type of air support.
And here, it sure would be nice to have some cover. Bill, are we ready? Okay.
Well, after a victory, I do.
Say something, don't want anybody else out of town to know, so you are, sir, they'll be good just a couple minutes.
Okay.
Make both one now.
You mean buy tickets for the basketball game? Things or something. What happened to Mary?
She's going along university, and between
His wife had an accident when you were
Greenbrier and Morningside, there's a little street called Chaucer, and some young girls were pulled out into the path as they were coming along past the stop sign. Clobbered, both cars are, I think, destroyed.
Well, I'm glad they weren't
No
hurt.
one was hurt, fortunately.
We're ready to resume, ACDCI are back, and start with this extensive questioning. As soon as that's done, the TV station will get one-on-one.
Gentlemen, I'd like Dr. Customary to say what he'd like.
I would simply like to point out that a head football coach has many obligations. As chairman of the Committee on Intercollegiate Athletics at Rice, I think one of my particular concerns has been with the kind of person who would fit into our Rice community, who would be able to relate to our student body, to our faculty, and relate to our student athletes in the proper way. And I've been firmly convinced in all of my talks with Homer Rice that one of the most impressive things about him is his real and total and genuine concern for the student athlete as a human being, as a student, and as someone whose life should be touched far beyond football and graduation by his experience at Rice. And I think one of the most pleasing things for me is that I feel that Homer really has a great understanding for what we're trying to do at Rice, for the fact that we, of course, want to win, but that we are greatly concerned for every young man who comes here to participate in one of our programs. He has met with the faculty members of our Committee on Intercollegiate Athletics, and he has met with a committee evaluating athletics at Rice. And I think that my personal reaction is that he has impressed the students and faculty whom he has met, and I think that that is a very important fact for the future of athletics at Rice. And I personally am very happy to have him here with us.
Coach, what style of football are you going to decide to do football program? Wide open, run game?
Yes, I'd say that you're thinking offensively, I lean more to a wide open type game. I like to think of it as a conservative wide open game. That may be contradiction there, but I believe in the soundness and security of what you're trying to do, but it certainly is a wide open. It's reflected in all of my teams and my coaching in the back in the past.
Coach, who invented the beer, you or Bill Young?
Well, I've never claimed it, and I can only say that I worked with what I called, I can take credit for one thing, the name, triple option. I developed in the middle 1950s a play that I called the triple. Now, how that name got out is in 1968, or 68, when Darrell Royal and I were talking about when he was beginning his wishbone, I mentioned the name that I called was the triple. Now, that was three backs, similar to the wishbone I was using at the time. It was the development of the split T and the inside belly series that we had back in the late 40s and early 50s. And it was a combination of those two put together to develop this one play. And but I have, if you read my book, you notice I've given credit to the veer, or whatever Houston calls there, to Bill Yeoman. I think he's the most prominent, and of course the one who brought on the college on the college level, which was different from what I did. His was a split backfield and with a tight end. And later I developed a little different thing when I put the pocket pass with my triple from a wide open set, two wide receivers and a split end, and put the combination together. And this was a kind of another wrinkle that I felt that entered in my coaching thinking during that time.
So this 1950, were you coaching high school?
Yes, I was a high school coach for 11 years, 1950 to 1961.
When you met Jeff Neely when you were still a high school?
Right, I was a high school coach at Highlands High School in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. It's in the Cincinnati area, greater Cincinnati.
Your age really 49?
Well, I'll be 49 in February, yes, sir.
Well, Homer, what about that contract? Do you have a contract as athletic director?
No, sir, no. I do not have a contract. I do not want a contract. I've never had a contract. I just have an agreement that I came here to do a certain job, and that's where I want it.
You mean never had a contract right?
Or any place. I've never had a so-called written contract. I have agreement. In fact, with North Carolina, I had agreement I would be there, I had agreement, an obligation from their side that I could stay until I age 65. If you want to call that a contract or what?
Same agreement you have here.
No, I did not say that.
Oh.
Did not say that.
Is there any time?
No.
You know, the big question from the alumnus is going to be to you: how soon can you bring a Southwest Conference championship to Rice University?
Well, you know, you're talking about an intangible that at this point. I can't answer that. I believe in winning because we're in competitive athletics, and that's the name of the game. But gentlemen, there's something it's bigger than that, and that's why I like this institution, because the philosophy in our world of sports and competitive athletics of educational institutions is much importance to me, because through this I've developed a program. I think it's in your release there about the attitude technique. And by the way, I'm going to offer that course to the members of the press sometime if you'd like to take it, because I think we could have a lot better understanding of what we should be doing in this area of athletics. But I'm very interested in what happens to these young people, and setting a goal in their life. It should be number one, and then the football, their academic life, and their social life on campus. These are the ingredients to get there. Now, I have a philosophy that if we can do this correctly, the person will strive for perfection and excellence in that category, and we will win. But to win and then it's all over, then what? I guess one reason I've stayed out of professional football, because the many people I know become very frustrated, because in early age it seems to be all over, and what happens? And I just believe that in athletics we should plan a future, a lifetime, what we want to do with the purpose of our life. And I'm very concerned about the people we work with, and I want to make that point clearer to you in time, and we don't have the time to go into it here, but I would hope, I'm serious about inviting you to be a part of this thing and go through the course with us sometime.
What course you talking about?
I call it the attitude technique. It's a concept of the total person, total success
Attitude what?
technique. This is just a name that I gave. It's a motivational program that deals with the person and personal goal achievements. And by the way, this will be published by Success Motivation Institute, Paul Meyer's company, in August. I've been asked by several publishers for this manuscript, but I've decided to let this man do it because they'll put it in a course type thing that I think will be beneficial, more beneficial than just about. This is related to coaching, the total program that this is what we should be doing for our young people. It's more than just going out for practice each day and to win the game. Winning the game is the ingredient, one of the ingredients to get there.
This concerns the book you're writing now, does it?
Yes, this is the course I'm writing now. Really, I have it completed, just putting some loose ends together. And I hope to set up some type of workshop in the institute here on campus during the summer for our high school coaches. Of course, this will also be given to the student athletes during the year. And I have been doing seminars around the country. Whatever time available, I could take about 10 weekends to do this. I've done many of them right here in the state of Texas. So, sir? Well, I tell you, if you know about a person, what's inside of them, you can teach blocking and tackling. I might say this, that my coaching is a technical coaching atmosphere. I learned this from Paul Brown and Blatton Collier, and the blocking and tackling is a different subject, what we're just talking about, but that everything is related.
February 3rd is the signing day, so you don't have a whole lot of time. How are you going to coordinate whatever recruiting you have in there? You bring me anybody from North Carolina, any of the young high school kids from there?
I've just accepted the position here. I talked with one of the assistants here, Ray Alborn, yesterday, who's been coordinating recruiting, and I'll start recruiting as soon as I leave this press conference. I don't have anything to report to you at this moment. I can just say that I'll be working very positively every moment I can, and I'll be on the telephone, be visiting the prospects in their homes and families and so forth until right up to the signing date. Yes, sir.
You reportedly turned down right 3 years ago. Why did you on that?
4 years ago, it was 4 years ago, we were here. I wanted to come to Rice at that time. I went back home, and it was a situation where our people did not want me to leave. They were very insistent I stay. We were in the middle of some certain projects and things that I needed to settle, and I stayed to do a job at North Carolina. That's how it really came out.
What kind of limits are you under on the formulation of your staff?
Unlimited. I will select my staff. I will not begin any announcements or on that until next week, till Monday, on the staff.
How many members of this staff do you expect to
I can't comment on that right now. I just can say that I will meet with each assistant here individually. Hopefully I can do that today after I leave here. And I will be formulating the staff starting next Monday. I need to go back to Chapel Hill for a couple of days, come back and be involved in the visitation of the prospective student athletes this weekend. And Monday I'm going to be on top of the staff and go from there. Yes, sir.
I got a quick one, Director Dr. Hackett. It's been written that Coach Bale did not have any second choice of Coach Norton. Is that true? If so, why?
He was on this group that recommended names to him.
Did he have a direct say in getting Coach Norton?
I don't really quite know what that means. It's right. The name is right.
Right.
I really made a good impression.
You know, it was written that he was a little frustrated that he did not have a direct say in the choice. And is that true?
He was on the committee that interviewed all the people. Now, nobody had a direct say any more than that.
Dr. Hackerman, he's on a year-to-year contract, right? I mean, year-to-year basis, no written contract.
Who's that?
Your new coach.
Yeah.
Now, and number two, but years ago at Texas A&M, they were accused of having the alumni running the football and athletic program. The first name I heard mentioned in connection with this job was Homer Wright, and he was supposedly the favorite of the alumnus who put up the money to buy out Conover's contract. Is there any danger of Rice alumni controlling the athletic situation?
You know, you got a whole series of statements in there, and if I respond to them, I give all of those credence. Let me answer just the last question. The alumni will have a say just as they have always had. That is, their opinions are important, as are the students and the faculty and the friends here in town and the whole national community in athletics, but not beyond the normal amount. That just answers the last part of your question. It doesn't accept anything else.
Coach Rice,
Excuse me.
Go ahead, Gary.
Yes, sir, Gary.
You said that you do not have a written contract. Is there any verbal type contract that you will assume the athletic director job is?
No, no whatsoever.
How long does Red have to continue this?
Who knows his age?
62, or 3. How much is it, right?
Retirement here is generally 65.
He will be athletic director until he's 65.
He will continue on the stage.
But not as athletic director until he's 65.
We're not talking about athletic director.
I will.
Well, I can't tell you about individuals, you know. You might walk in front of a truck tomorrow.
Assuming that he has normal good health.
There are no plans to squeeze them out.
Coach Rice,
Yes, sir.
How long does it take to build a winning football team in your estimation? You're in the college ranks now. How long will it take to build what the public and the fans know as a championship Southwest Conference team?
You know, that's, I wish I knew how to answer that. If I did, I would be a miracle person. But I can only tell you that I will implement my program and I'll take it to the fullest. And hopefully we'll be successful in a very short time. I don't really believe in instant success to that degree. I believe that you build something, the foundation, step by step, so you're always climbing upward. And this is the way I've approached everything, and I'll give it my very best shot, I can assure you that. Let me say this to you gentlemen, that I will make every effort to work with you on all levels, and I'll answer you directly or not at all. There's some things that you just cannot say, and hopefully you can understand this, but I will be as fair as I possibly can with you and as honest. I will be honest. You can believe that statement. I will be honest. I will not say anything at all. And I respect you. I've learned to respect the sports media. I've been involved with I don't know how many have ever been to Salisbury, North Carolina, where we have the Sportscaster and Sports Writer of the Year awards, national awards, but I've been involved in that several times, and I've grown to know many people, and one person in particular, Jack and I were talking about before, Dick Herbert, who's from Raleigh. I think many of you know him, who was president of the football writers and the basketball writers, Jack. I think that's right. A great gentleman, and I've really enjoyed my relationship with the sports media. And so I can assure you we'll work together. Yes, sir.
With Rice is supposedly studying his athletic program, do you think this is going to hinder your recruiting effort? Let's say that the students might say to you, what does this study mean? I mean, are you going to drop football in the next couple of years, or is Dr. Heckman assure you this won't happen?
No, I welcome study committees because, you know, we have a very positive thing going in our athletic world if we can get it out and be understood. You know, the problem in athletics that we keep looking at it as being isolated. And I hope I can remove that if it exists here. I have done that in other places, particularly North Carolina. But we'll have sessions that are open for people to come and talk to us, and we'll not be isolated. I hope to remove that and definitely put this thing where it should be.
I'd like to add to that, you know, a study could also lead to a suggestion that you ought to strengthen. That you ought to strengthen the athletic program. That's a possibility too, and I don't know why everybody's taking the opposite conclusion. I personally believe that all the institutions should evaluate their athletic programs pretty regularly. We do that with our other departments. I don't know why we shouldn't do it with this one.
Coach Rice, I know winning in the conference in the Southwest Conference can be the second step. What are you going to do to make Rice competitive in the Southwest Conference?
Well, again, you're asking a question that I wish I knew the answer, but
personal basis for yourself.
all I can say is I will implement my program. I believe in it. I'm confident in it. And you know, the pole vaulter, the champion, never really succeeds his fullest until he knocks the bar down. And I'll go as high as I possibly can. And I can't give you a direct answer on that. I just don't know. But I have a lot of confidence it'll be one of those early steps. But again, I came here to to build a program that will last forever, not something that will be run through and gone. There's a lot of depth to it, and I hope to institute that.
So you wrote a book on the beer and a book on the triple option. Now, what are you going to run?
Well, I did not write a book on the veer. I wrote a book on the triple option. See, the triple option is a play. The formations, the veer formation or the wishbone formation, the I formation, utilize the play, what I call the triple, the three-way option, where you option, a man over your tackle for a handoff, and you option the next man for either the keep or pitch. And I will, there's no question that that's going to be my straight-ahead running game, and I will be throwing the football. I believe in throwing the football. I learned it from Paul Brown, and you can expect the ball to be in the air. It's exciting, and I remember back, of course, many of you remember Greg Cook, my last quarterback, but this type of offense really fit him, and I think that you might have a youngster here that might do the same.
What do you call it?
The offense, well, the formation was, in the clinic, it became known as the Cincinnati Formation, but it's simply the triple pocket pass combination. Triple pocket pass combination.
What will be the back line?
Pardon?
What will be your back line?
They'll be split backs. Yes, sir.
You mentioned Paul Brown. You never coached under him.
No, I, of course, been offered many jobs with him, but never actually coached with him. We were very personal friends, and was a visitor at his camp many, many years in a row, and of course got to know Frank Ryan, or at least studied what he was doing there. And Blatton Collier, who worked with Paul and later took over the Cleveland club, was another close friend of mine that I have a lot of respect for. Blatton Collier is one of the great technical coaches in the game of football. He's retired now, but he's still, I think, working with the quarterback some for the Browns right now.
What coach influenced you most, or what individual you most coached with?
Paul Brown influenced me the most. Yes, sir. Excuse me.
Coach, after being out of on-the-field coaching for 7 years, you see any problems, getting back out there?
No, I've really been out there in spirit anyway. I'll just be moving down on the field. I think I can coach a lot better in the press box. I don't know if that's going to be anything at all, but I noticed I call the plays much better up there than the past 2 years.
How about on-field coaching?
Well, I will give my staff complete responsibility, but I must be honest with you. I might sneak in there a play or two. When I have those phones on, I hear something, I might want to either check it or get with it.
Is that actually income for you?
No, actually, I'm setting up a foundation. I have my lawyers working on this now, and it will not be, set up for an extra income. It's just a service that I want to provide. Your question on pro football.
What kept you from accepting a job in pro ball?
It's my commitment to work in competitive athletics of educational institutions. This is what my attitude technique is all about. So I have put my commitment into this field.
Which clubs have offered you this position?
Well, I'd rather not get involved in that because I have been in so many, on a college level as well as pro, and I think it's best I not mention any of them. Thank you.
Well, Vince Lombardi, supposedly in a year or two, he was out of coaching. Felt so frustrated and out of it that they say in the press box he was a raving madman. Apparently, on a lesser degree, you felt the same emotional pang being away from coaching, just as athletic director.
Yeah, Jack, I missed it. I think when you get in administration and been in coaching, you miss the contact with young people more than anything else. Because then you begin working in theory and you're not in actual contact. And I think this is what I really have missed. Have other questions?
Sure.
Excuse me.
Wait,
My weight and height? I am 5'8", 8 or 9, I'm not sure which, and weigh 160 pounds.
And you were a little All-American at point.
Quarterback. I followed Bull McMillan at Center College. Well, gentlemen, thank you very, very much. I'm anxious to work with you, and I'm sure it'll be a good relationship. Thank you.
Jim Carroll.
How are you, Jim? Thank you, sir. What's your name?
Mike Edmonds.
Mike, nice to meet you, sir.
Ken Hyman, KTRH.
What's Kim?
Ken.
Ken.
Hyman, H-I-N-E-M-A-N.
Thank you, Ken. It's nice.
We'll give you a few months.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, you can get hurt. You can get hurt.